Okay, geeks, let's talk about the recent Microsoft and Apple events this week. If you haven't seen on my YouTube channel, I did do a reaction and my thoughts on that. Check it out if you haven't seen it. So typically every year when Apple has their event, most of the media is really excited about it and waiting to see what Apple is going to bring. And usually by the time Apple has their event, there is usually a lot of disappointment and there's really nothing quote-unquote revolutionary that they introduce. And despite all those things, Apple is still going to make billions of dollars. And as I talked about in previous videos, Apple has the most valuable brand in the world. And in this year's event, it wasn't any different. They finally released an update to their MacBook Pro lines. And besides the touch bar, there really wasn't much else. But the biggest surprise this week was definitely Microsoft's event. That just absolutely took me by surprise. And if you didn't know, Microsoft updated their Surface Book Pro line, and they also introduced a really affordable VR solution. And then finally, they introduced something really new. And the thing that they introduced that really knocked everybody out of their socks was the Surface Studio, their all-in-one solution that is just miles ahead of anything I've seen. And this thing had a gorgeous 28-inch super high-res screen, and then the hinge and base that they had on it, it was unlike anything I've ever seen. And then when you combine that with the really unique Surface Dial accessory and the pen, this is actually a designer's dream. And to work with all of that, Microsoft is updating Windows 10 to be a really more creator-focused operating system. Now for the stunning design, obviously it's not going to be cheap. They start off at $3,000, but if you're in the design world, $3,000 is not bad at all. So if you had any thoughts on the recent Microsoft or Apple events, be sure to leave them in the comments area below. And don't forget, I am on Snapchat at Geek Outdoors. We'll see you on another episode.